Question 702. Is Western society actually moving away from religion, or is it just moving to a more wishy-washy spirituality?
I think the stats seem to imply we kind of are, but
we are which?
But then, when we, like the kind of wishy-washy, I'll often hear like I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual kind of, and I still don't quite know what that means. Really, it's like
it means I was indoctrinated into a religion.
It's like when people say, "I believe there's something." Well, what is that something? You know what? It's I don't know. To me, it's just it's a meaningless kind of.
They still want there to be something. That's all.
Yeah.
It's like I just like there to be something because being all of it isn't enough for most people.
It's probably less harmful if it is some sort of wishy-washy spirituality that doesn't have any dogma attached to it. It's probably less harmful, but.
Apart from the fact that it lets in more of the... If you look at the staunch Christians, a lot of the woo they don't get, the talking to the dead, the stuff that's really... I'm going to say the stuff that's really exploitative, but they're not taking 10% of your fucking everything and dictating how you live your life. But
what I think though, like with that, this may be where you were about to go with this, Dave. I apologise if I've stolen your thunder here, but when I noticed this, it's like when people are into this sort of spirituality type thing, they're going to be more prone to kind of woo though. That's the danger of it. And like buying into stuff
crystals
like and crystal healing and this is one. And I have to stress this absolutely that this is not the entire pagan community, and I must absolutely stress this. So if you remember, I was neo-pagan or whatever.
But there are plenty of within the pagans that are very wooey.
There are a lot of people in those communities who are into stuff like woo, and even when I was in that community. And funnily enough, one of the people who used to back me up a lot when I would have these arguments was a Wiccan high priestess herself. When I'd listen to people talk about like throwing out like someone in that community who was on antidepressants, they would tell them, "Oh, throw out your antidepressants or whatever, and you just use like spiritual healing kind of stuff." And I'm like. And I would just jump in there and say, "Do not fucking give advice like that when you're not fucking qualified to give that advice."
I think again, you've really got to look at the spread of homeopathy, which is basically woo trying to wrap itself up in medicine.
But
what's also really
look at how many subscribers that channel Spirit Science has got.
Oh,
exactly. That was where I was going.
That's what you were doing.
What's also really prominent is lately I've noticed is astrology as well. Like, I've been reading Cosmo on and off since I was like fucking 14 years old.
Manda.
I've noticed lately that I think I'm too old for it anyway. But like they've got like 20 pages now every issue that's designated to fucking astrology, and it's like.
See, I was thinking of doing astrology stuff on my channel because you can just make shit up.
God damn, Mandy, you sound like you must be a fucking Scorpio.
No, it's all bullshit anyway. And it even,
right.
The cover of the last one said something about according to science, or you will have this kind of year according to science, and then in parentheses. Astrology science or whatever. It's just fucking like, oh my god, shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, I mean the thing is when you look a lot of things. I know people that buy into horoscopes and stuff, and it's you can read those ones in the newspaper. Now, the odds are, if you circulate in the national newspaper and there's a horoscope saying this, that, the odds are it's actually going to sort of somewhat apply to one person.
It applies to lots of people.
Yeah, and the fact this stuff is so cryptic in the first place. But
and this is the point.
I might take this opportunity to go out of a break or something. Because I'm starting to get into a bit of pain, and when it comes onto bloody pseudo-scientific woo, this is something I can go on a fucking rant about for hours. So I'm just going to go.
I'm going to catch up on the chat. So run. Yeah, run. Nerdy says, it's time for our daily disappointment, honey. I think that was at Banda. He says, it's moving away from the wishy-washy stuff just really slowly. See, I'm not convinced. Betsy says, wishy-washy. Nikki says, are we coming from the USA? Well. Aunt Jer says, either one is fine with me. How did you avoid a question? Did I not ask you the last question?
When I was getting my astrophysics degree, I had a couple of family members that would tell people, not purposefully, that say that I was getting my degree in astrology, and it would drive me insane. So, yeah.
Astrology.
Yeah.
So can you do our stars?
That's funny.
Natty says, neither you're kidding yourselves if you think anyone is moving away from it. People are just in the closet now, which is creepy and weird. Jones says, more wishy-washy because the majority... Go on.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Sorry. I was going to say, I feel like that people have always had issues with religion, and people have always questioned. And there's been people, because take me for instance, I didn't believe any of it, and I was in the Catholic Church until I was like 17, because that's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to go to church with my mom, and I was supposed to do all the kneeling and standing and kneeling and standing and kneeling. Anyways, so I think people were years ago were afraid to come out of it because it was. You were considered like a devil worshiper and evil if you weren't going to church. And now we have more knowledge these days. There's more knowledge because of the internet and stuff. People can grab a hold of easy.
Yeah, but the problem is they're taking control of that.
So I think that it's starting to come around more that it's okay to not go to church every freaking day. And it's okay not to say, oh, I believe it, when you really don't. So that's what I think it is. I think it's just times... The modern times are rolling over, and people are starting to admit that they don't believe what they said they were believing.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree, because even growing up in my adopted family, I had to go to a Baptist church almost every Sunday, every Wednesday. If there was a fucking potluck, I had to go, and I hated it all. And my parents asked me, so why do you come with me? I'm like, simply because there's free food. I don't care about anything else. And when I turned 18, they're like, "Well, are you gonna keep going to church?" Yeah, dude, you wouldn't believe some of these Baptist people can make some damn good mashed potatoes. But when I turned 18, they asked me, "Are you gonna keep going to church?" I'm like, "No, I don't plan on it at all."
I was gonna say, Quinty, you're not just going for the wafers, are you?
He's good cannibal.
He wants to drink the blood of Christ at least once a week.
Well, okay, so
only if you brew it right. Only if you brew it right.
There's a funny story. My buddies and I went to this thing called the First Church of Cannabis. And the only reason why we went was because we had heard that they smoked weed in the sermon, and we were very sorely disappointed to find out that they were anti-weed.
That's very disappointing.
Why the fuck did they call themselves that?
I have no idea.
They're teasers.
As soon as they started talking.
Weed?
Oh no, okay, so we didn't go. We went in there all quiet, they had never seen us, so we all sat in the back, and we were my buddy was rolling up a joint because what we thought was the preacher was gonna come out, start smoking a joint or some shit, so we were gonna do it too. And then they started preaching about how Jesus hated weed. All of my friends got up, including myself. We walked straight out the door and didn't say a fucking word.
Should have gone to the second church of cannabis. They got a different teaching.
Yeah, the first church wasn't right. You should have sued them. This is false advertisement.
Well,
every religion could be sued for false advertising.
I am technically ordained in the church, so technically speaking, so.
Yeah, dude,
there you go. Jeff, open up your own church where everybody smokes pot. And I'm telling you, you'll be rich.
I don't know if anyone's tried that in the UK. I don't think it's going to fly. somehow.
No.
It's
Right,
not
wait a
going to
minute.
fly the same way.
Joan says, more wishy-washy because the majority of people want spirituality and ritual. Nerdy says, summoning demons and that sort of thing. If we could summon demons, that'd be fucking awesome. It also proves a lot of things.
I think a lot of people stay in the church because it's a crutch. You know, they want. Nice, Jeff. I think they need.
That looks exactly
they
like
need that.
Ken Hovind's.
Yeah, this is a better religion now. This document hereby affirms that Jeffrey has been ordained by the Church of the Latter-day Dude.
Dudism.
Yeah, damn right.
Joan says, education is going down, so not much chance to move away. Natty says, for two very important reasons, it means they are closet radicals floating around and we don't know what they're plotting and planning. I'm assuming that's the ones that are in the closet. Nerdy, I don't know where Nerdy's going. Ghosts, crystals, spells, alien abductions. Nerdy says, Amanda... I know. Amanda is a Taurus now, for sure. Natty says, I'm a Scorpio, I eat baby. I think I'm way behind on the chat. The horoscope is why I call my friend my soulmate. Natty says, I think none of it is really going away, it's just going into hiding, and that leaves society open to really scary, risky cults. Sammy says, wishy-washy? Washy? What the fuck? I see astrology as on par with personal assessments, useful for entertainment. Right, I'm gonna have to skip over the rest. Go on, Beth.
Anyways, I think that people need religion as a crutch because they're scared of dying, they're scared of whatever's going on, they're stressed out about their life, and they need that. They need something strong that is greater than them and everything what they perceive to be them and everything around them to lean on. So I think that
enables people to give
just
to
because
handle
of that
responsibility.
Yes.
That,
I'm sorry,
and,
Jen.
like there were other people that.
Jen.
Religion enables people to handle responsibility. That's the thing. So you can you can take a load off yourself from your responsibility by handballing it onto this non-existent god. So it's a crutch.
Exactly.
It's a crutch that people get through life with. And good. If somebody needs that, that's fine. As long as they're not trying to impose that or their ideology on somebody else.
Yeah.
But they are, because that's part of the crutch in a lot of cases.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
it's
I
just
agree
like
with you,
drugs or
Dave, but not
alcohol.
all of them.
No.
It's just like drugs or alcohol for a large percent of, I believe, large percentage.
I mean, if you think
It's like
about
drugs
it,
and alcohol. They
is,
lean on it.
Go on,
Go ahead, Quentin.
alcohol is its own religion because if you drink too much, you're gonna be praying to the fucking toilet all night.
The porcelain gods.
Sorry.
Exactly. Sorry.
Amen.
But I mean, like,
Go ahead and suck on your
but
hiney there, Jeff.
So, wait a minute. Go on.
there's even spirituality that like some people believe in that like make their sport team do better or like
superstition.
Like, man, yeah, exactly. Like I think spirituality is more superstition than anything, in my opinion.
Yes,
like I lived in Vegas for a fucking year and I worked at a casino, and some of the fucking rituals that I've seen people do before they play a slot machine, it was ridiculous. Like I saw somebody like licking their hand and rubbing their forehead and then rubbing the fucking machine, and then they would put their money in. It was just some of the it was some of the most ridiculous shit.
As I've already disappointed Amanda enough today, I'm gonna have to make another confession here. But this was back when I was still practicing neo-pagan. I actually made an offering to Odin once to try and help Southampton win the League Cup final.
Great.
Did it work?
Well, they lost. So what do you think?
So you stop believing.
I don't know that made me stop believing. He
knew Southampton was a fucking push. It was a stretch at the best of times.
It made me think that Odin's a fucking Manchester United fan.
See, I have a buddy of mine who, and I'm not kidding, and this is the most disgusting thing I know this man has ever done. But so
I bet it's not.
Every year, in the NFL, when the season starts, he has a certain pair of socks that he wears every Sunday and will not wash until the season is over. And he thinks that that's good. Yeah, I know. And he thinks that that's gonna make his team do better. And I'm like, dude. He came over one Sunday. I'm like, bro, look, if you're gonna wear them nasty ass socks, please don't come over because I can't stand the fucking smell.
See, I think maybe I think sometimes like these superstitious rituals might work better sometimes for like players of sports than they necessarily do on when they're going to with fans. I think there is an element. A lot of athletes do have a certain superstition, whether it be a religious thing or just a certain little ritual or something they do.
But all of that is still superstition.
It is still superstition, but I think more when it comes to an athlete, that little placebo, whatever it probably can help with a performance. I do think there might be.
No, I don't think it does. I think the reason I don't think it does, it might help then, but overall, I think it's detrimental.
I think overall, but I'm just saying for that immediate scenario that where they're going out and playing football for a couple of hours, whatever it might be.
I think a good pep talk could probably be better.
Well, I have some admittance to give.
Yeah.
I actually have a superstition when it comes to smoking weed with colored lighters. I don't smoke with white or yellow lighters, and that's my only superstition that I have. Like. And
why do you have?
No,
I don't want to know.
Okay, so like the color yellow has been bad luck for me my entire life.
No, it hasn't.
Your avatar has yellow in it.
Right, and
and
one of the reasons why I ended my channel.
I was just about to say that, Jack.
You ended your channel because it had yellow in it.
But so the color yellow on a lighter has always been bad luck for me because I shit you not. Every time I have had a yellow lighter, I've either gone to the hospital or I've damn near almost died. Like, the 3 times I've been hit by a car, I had a yellow lighter in my pocket.
You see, that would make me keep a yellow lighter on me all the time because fuck you.
I mean, the point is, well, there are so many coincidences in our life, but it's the ones that stick out are the ones that we remember. So you'll remember something like that, but you've probably had other coincidences that have been even bigger, but they weren't major events in your life, so they don't stick out. And then you've had other times where things have happened and there's been no coincidences at all. It's just been a random thing. And those random things happen way more often, but they're not as fucking interesting as big-ass coincidences.
I don't understand how people can watch the superstitious pigeon experiments and not walk away from it completely changed about superstitions.
What the hell is a superstition?
What the fuck are you talking about?
How have you not seen these videos and the studies? You can make a pigeon superstitious. That it's got to do something to get something.
What?
Even though it has absolutely no effect. Right? And this is it. This is what our lowest level brain is. This is where religion all fucking comes from. This tiny little thing that you can associate a cause and effect that aren't connected.
Well, I mean, I've heard like ravens being a bad omen or shit, but I ain't never heard of a pigeon being a fucking superstition.
No, the point is it's called superstitious pigeon experiments because they demonstrate that you can teach the pigeon superstition.
But they've done it with people too. There's an isolation test that they've done in the US. What's the guy's name? Vsauce, the guy from Vsauce. His other channel, Mind
Vsauce
something
2?
that he does. Sorry?
Is it Vsauce 2?
No. He did a paid show on YouTube called Mind something.
Mind something, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember what the show was called, but it was available free last Christmas for everyone to catch him up.
Yeah,
anyway.
Shit, bug me
Mindscape? Mindscape or something like that, is it, Amanda? It's something like that.
Yeah, might be.
Minefield!
Yeah, it's something like that anyway.
Minefield.
They did an experiment. Minefield, thank you. Yes, it was. They did an experiment in that where he had to spend, a day and a half in a box, basically, which he wasn't allowed to leave or anything.
Oh,
and they did
that was
stupid
crazy.
tests on him whilst he was in there. And they followed this up with the other tests where they had things that people had to do to get money, win money in this fake competition. And people would do all sorts of weird things and that would cause money to come out. And none of those things were what was happening.
It was totally
They got
random,
into
wasn't it?
rituals.
Yeah.
It was completely random. And they got...
They were
got
convinced.
completely caught up in the ritual. And he did too when he was in his isolation. And it's like, yeah, if you're in that situation, the ritual will overtake you. We are very ritualistic. We look for patterns because our brains are so good at looking for patterns. We will find patterns where they aren't.
Yes.
Which I think, ironically, is also what a lot of conspiracy theorists do.
Unless you're me, then my brain is
definitely.
like, fuck a pattern.
That's exactly what they do.
When it comes
I mean, it's
to
where
stuff
pareidolia comes from.
Yeah.
Sorry, Amanda.
No, it's okay. When it comes to stuff like what Quentin was talking about, I mean, just study statistics in any way, and superstition and things like that will kind of melt away. If you understand how numbers work in terms of statistics, it becomes,
It vanishes.
It does.
Right. I mean, I don't like. The thing was, this was whenever I was growing up. Like, I don't believe now that if I smoke with a yellow lighter, I'm gonna die. This was just like me growing up. Like when I was 15, I was smoking, and I was just like, oh, I can't smoke with a yellow lighter because I remember getting hit by a car.
It's
And my
green
friends
lighters
and I-
now. It's green.
Oh yeah, no, it's actually.
I've been told.
Any neon
Bob.
color lighter, I can't.
Bob told me it's green.
Now, after all that, I actually remember my question from before. And it goes back to the socks. Did he have to use a chisel at the end of the season to get them off?
Oh my god, dude. His wife. Okay, so last year, his wife found those fucking socks. And she goes, look, I don't care that you watch football. If you ever do this shit again, I am divorcing you. And, like, dude, because literally, if he came into your house, the whole fucking room smelled like rotten feet.
Why
It
did
was
no one
so
steal them and set
goddamn
fire to
disgusting.
them?
Like, these fucking socks had mold on them, dude.
Ew.
Interesting.
Bad.
Hold on them. Doesn't make any sense.
Out of interest, what team did he support?
The Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, definitely not working. Definitely not fucking working.
Like, and
He was
I
trying
was
to
trying
smell
to
like
explain
something
to him.
brown.
Right, like I told him, look, man, I appreciate the spirit that you want the Browns to win, but like wearing crusty ass fucking socks is not gonna do it.
He said something like the Patriots. You can always make a case that okay, it seems to be somewhat working, but this is the fucking Cleveland Browns.
Right, okay.
It could have been worse. It could have been his underwear.
Oh god, dude. Oh.
It probably was. He probably just didn't admit that.
Oh, that's fucking minging, man.
Right. So, quick 2-word answers. Are we moving away from religion or to more wishy-washy?
Can I have a 2-word answer? Moving on.
No. I want consensus from the panel
On what?
as to whether or not we're moving away from religion or towards wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy at the moment, but that's heading towards away.
The numbers, the statistics say that society is becoming more secular, but from what I've noticed, it seems to be going more wishy-washy. So
yeah,
I don't know.
But that's because a lot of wishy-washy is considered secular.
Yeah.
So.
You people are not very good at 2-word answers.
You can't answer this with 2 words. It's impossible.
What?
Complex question.
No. Are we moving away from religion or wishy-washy? It's one or the other.
Unless your answer is wishy-washy, then you can't have a 2-word answer.
It's not really a one or the other because it's in either case you're moving. It is both. We are probably people are moving away from more structured religion, but into maybe this sort of like more spiritual, whatever that's supposed to mean, sort of thing.
There's another word that no one knows.
Blue man.
So you're moving away from
when
religion.
people
We don't understand it.
answer that with are you religious? Do you
I'm
believe in God or whatever?
spiritual.
Oh, I'm spiritual. Oh, I'm punch you in the faceable.
Beth.
Okay.
I'm not religious. I'm just an asshole.
Yeah. It works much
I
better.
already answered that.
I'm starting to think
interchangeable.
I'm starting to think Amanda might be a Sagittarius, actually. But the way I look at it, is I've actually eliminated 3 possibilities so far. There's only 9 more. We will get it right before the end of the stream.
I reckon she's a Virgo.
See, I don't even like.
To be fair, Amanda has not actually confirmed or denied any of them, so we.
No, she hasn't.
Mathpig already said what I was anyway.
No one pays attention to what Mathpig says. So.
Being in the generation where like
on
everyone focuses on this shit, I still don't fucking know what I am. Like I don't care either. Like people have told me, oh, I'm this or I'm that, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this means. So okay.
I think she's a Pisces.
That's because you just read the chat.
I did not. I did not.
You did.
It came to my mind.
Now we know.
I channeled.
I'm pretty sure you know when my birthday is, Dave, because you celebrated with me on my birthday. So.
Did I?
Yeah, I was remembering that Amanda had already had a birthday, so I was trying to figure out what it was.
Must have been good.
No.
I have fond memories.
Dave.
I think we're kind of drunk.
Dave.
Amanda?
Answer.
Answer what?
Oh my fucking
my
god! You
God.
do this shit on purpose.
Dave, either answer the question or say which star sign you are. One of the 2.
I am a glowworm.
I'm stealing that.
What?
I'm stealing that.
Why? No, but you've got to give the right response back.
I'm a trash bag.
No, the right response from someone that actually fucking believes is usually, you've just made that up. To which you respond, they're all fucking made up!
Yes, there you go.
I mean, honestly,
if it helps
man,
you guys,
go ahead.
if it helps you guys think about astrology as less than what you already do, astrology is also in the Bible. So there you go.
Yes.
I mean, I can make this point really clear very easily in the sense that literally religion is so fucking easy to make that my buddy made a religion based on me. And the reason this is because my nickname is Ginger Jesus. So he literally wrote a 1,300 page Bible called the Ginger Jesus Bible.
Jesus Christ.
That's a hobby, I guess.
That's a heretical book because we all worship Jesus.
Yes.
It's spelled
There is
with a
only
G
one true
instead of a
Jesus.
J. It's spelled Jesus.
Praise be to Jesus.
Praise be to Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Right, I think it's going wishy-washy, and I think it's probably going to backlash into organised religion.
You think there's going to become a wishy-washy organized religion?
No, I think it's going. I think by going into wishy-washy, I think we will like in the States, we will reach a crisis point, and it will push people towards organised religion.
There is a wishy-washy organised religion in England. It's called the Church of England.
I have stories about that, but I can't repeat.
Oh my god.
I think what was it? Yes, Minister said the ideal candidate to be Archbishop of Canterbury is a mix between a socialist and a socialite.
Yes. What about believing in God? What the hell?
Yeah. What's that got to do with anything?
He's not. But he doesn't actually believe in God. But he's not against him.
Yes.
Against the concept of every God.
Right.
Blackadder. Didn't Blackadder do that joke as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.